Welcome back. We're here. You're there. You're listening to the Two Dads, One Dad podcast.
In the internet.
Episode 101, Podcasting for Dummies.
Podding for Dummies.
Podding.
Yeah. My IQ's 114, so pretty smart.
You don't get that by
It's above
going
average,
to
folks.
101 classes.
Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good show. We got back to the basics that we started a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Continuing that little format, we're going to hit you with some WABs. Trav's going to do what he does.
I have a sex question,
Of course, right off the rip.
but you'll see.
Here's the thing, though, man.
I bet you it's towards women. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Could be. Who knows?
You do you, bud.
It's going to be awesome. I am pumped for this episode. I feel like we're really catching our groove. 100
Only took 100, baby.
Only took 100. Here we are, bud. I got the IQ test, but I'm riding a high.
I mean, we did promise last week that the next 100 are going to be awesome, so we have to start it off.
Say no more. Watch this.
Done.
Episode 101 is brought to you by First Shield Defense. Self-defense is a fundamental human right. A lot of people don't understand that. First Shield Defense does. They provide a way for everyone to learn something new in their weekly classes, and they place a high value on your time. They offer two types of classes, Apex, Concealed Carry, and Krav Maga. In their Apex program, you will pull the trigger at least 500 times in 1 hour, and at the same time, learn how to fight with your gun. The Krav Maga classes will teach you how to protect yourself without a gun. Send First Shield Defense a message on Facebook or Instagram to get started. FirstShieldDefense.com.
As always, let them know that you are an offspringer. You listen to us on either Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Pandora,
song?
Google, Amazon. And you watch us on the YouTubes right here. Look at me. I'm looking at you. I see you. Smash the like. Hit the subscribe. Drop that beat.
You almost forgot. I caught it. You were doing that. You were aloof. Word I used from the IQ test. Aloof.
But I couldn't be more locked in.
But watch this.
We're so fucking back. Two Dads, One Dut podcast.
Yes.
I am your One Dut, Justin Dutteroy.
My name is always Travis, sometimes Trevor, never Justin, but I do hate it. The fake dad.
My name?
I almost
You
said the
hate
real.
my name?
No, because I was almost going to be Justin, remember?
Oh, you hate that you weren't?
Classic last week episode.
Yeah.
This is this week episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Justin's
You
fun.
know what you like to do?
What's up?
Just go on this somewhat of a mini rant even before I get to even introduce myself. I love
All the
it.
time.
It's
All the
every
time.
time.
Well, then you should do a rant of your own to counter it.
I don't need to.
Throw it back, tennis style.
After me,
Volley.
it's done. We're into the show.
Serve.
That's the one skirt. Never rants.
Sick. Okay. So are you anything else?
No, sir.
All right, real dad. So, like I said, sex question to start off. It's a sex gender question.
Hello.
So, not as horny as you thought. Little backstory. Gonna paint you a picture. There I am at
Gonna
work.
pitch ya.
Yeah. And an older lady approaches me needing some assistance. I said, "You know what, ma'am? Step on up to the plate. I will help you." This lady then proceeded to say, "So, you think I can get this phone for a discount?" And lately I find myself not catching myself speaking out loud when the sarcasm kicks in. So I just go, "No." And she just goes, "Oh, well, you got glasses. I got glasses. You're cute. I'm cute. Why don't we just work something out?" She goes, "I'll pull your ponytail." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to go with no."
Funny thing about my ponytail is
I said the same thing. I go, "There ain't much left to pull." And she goes,
it's located on my cock.
I was like, super bad.
"Oh, no." But I just straight up was with her. I was like, "There ain't a lot left to grab. So, like, please don't. I'm trying to keep her respectfully." But the question then I want to ask
She
is,
look hot?
no, she was.
But if she was hot.
How do I say?
If she was hot, would you give her a discount?
No, I would. We would literally lose our jobs, or to some
Would you let her
degree,
pull
it
your
would
Would
be,
you
ponytail
let
up?
her pull the ponytail?
yeah,
Okay.
yank on that bitch,
All right.
ride it, cowboy. But no, so
How old was she?
54.
Nice.
You looked her up. I know you did.
No.
You had to pull her stuff
No,
up.
I mean
You know
she
exactly.
looks 54 to 57. Like if I had to do the like FBI, like try to figure like age range 20, 30 male,
Profile.
6'2", yeah.
I got
dark,
your mind,
dark
Hunter.
complected, yeah. So anyways, the sex gender question of the week. If the roles were reversed and I was that person asking for the discount to a woman, regardless of, height, weight, size, whatever, pony, am I instantly in jail?
You? Yes. It's Barney Stinson scale, man.
What do you mean?
It's the
Crazy versus hot.
yeah, basically. It's
No,
like
it's
the
not.
Dahmer, whatever the hot guy's name is. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
I forget what he says.
yeah, because they say
Ted Bundy.
No, Jeff
No.
Dahmer. They're like
No,
the
he said
reason
the hot one.
he did it because
Yeah.
Ted Bundy was the hot
But
one.
it was like one was crazy,
The
one
hot
was
one.
sane.
yeah,
I forget what it is, but it's
Yeah.
like the Dahmer
something.
whatever.
I know what you're
scale.
saying, but anyways, I mean, so go back
Yes,
to the
if you went in and you said, "Hey, lady, I'll pull your ponytail. You're cute. I'm cute."
little discount on the phone, huh? Little something off the top.
Well,
Yes, 100%.
And that's
bud.
crazy, right? Because there I am, just little old me, IQ 114, no big deal, above average.
Buddy, it's sexual harassment either way. You should have just blew your whistle.
Well,
Stranger danger that
hold
old
on.
lady.
Yeah,
Let me
okay.
correct you.
Go ahead.
Is it sexual harassment if both people are hot?
I mean, yes.
That's
It's
just-
still sexual harassment.
No, that's just
yes.
sexual engagement.
According to him,
It's still sexual
she
harassment.
said they're both cute.
It's
No,
just
she was
one.
not. I told
You're
you.
just letting one ride.
I'm going from what she said.
Yeah, she was a rhino. But my point is, like, if you reverse those roles, it's like I'm just instantly done. I'm canceled. I'm whatever the fuck 2023 is going to do with me, but
Yeah.
I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
there's no place safe for me. I have to go in hiding. I have to, witness protection,
She's
so to speak.
54 years old. She comes from a different world, man.
But what if
I
in
wanna
that
be
moment?
world.
But what if in that moment I did?
Part of her world.
Because I feel like, and
what
you
if
guys,
what if she let you? What if you were just like, yeah, give it a tug?
no,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you did, and she
$50.
was like,
Do you
Grab
think
it.
she would have did it?
100%, because she was giving me those vibes where she was just like didn't give a fuck. But I'm like, in moments like that, I feel like you guys both too, no matter what you say, we're not exactly gonna step into the limelight and be like, whoa, shut it down, stop this, I'm reporting you.
shut it down.
Like we have
Such a bad.
but we wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? So it's weird that there's places and times in the world every single day, obviously, where people have the balls to do that, so to speak. So that's why I'm like, it's kind of weird, right? Like when it does happen, you're just like, get the fuck out of here, you weird old lady. But then the wrong person does it to the wrong person.
Be a hot weird old lady.
But now you're just in handcuffs and
Yeah.
your life's over.
So yeah, I mean,
All because you wanted 100 boners off of a phone.
A month though,
No. Just
Oh, just-
literally just buying it, just wanted 100 off the top.
buddy. She was opening the door for the negotiation.
And I kicked it closed.
You probably could have got.
She couldn't have fit through the door.
so
Just give you a little tug skis for 100 boners, dude.
Mm-mm.
You lying?
I wouldn't have wanted that. I would have cried the whole time.
do you think there legitimately is a situation that you would report sexual harassment?
Yes. I almost had to the one night. Well, because it was at fun story. Shout out the Thirsty Camel.
Nice.
However, not shout out to Ye Who Will Not Be Named.
I was gonna say we should.
No, I'm
I
not
don't
going
even
to do
know
that.
what it is, but let's leave names out.
But it was, I want to say
They
it
don't
was,
listen. Say the name.
it was probably a day where, there was a shift put in somewhere leading up to the night.
No, I meant like on you personally. Like if you were at work and
Yeah.
you experienced sexual harassment, would you report it?
So she was an uggo, apparently.
No, I'm just saying, like, I just find
Wait,
it
what'd you
weird
think, a
that,
rhino? If it was a rhino,
that most people brush it off and just kind of talk about it later or kind of like vent and get over it. Rarely does it get taken, I think, to the level where you do have to report it because you're like, I'm just going to be fucked in the head if I don't tell somebody or do something. Like, it never reaches that point, but it's like, it's always like right there. And it's just weird. Anyways, I'm glad you guys got this debate going because I thought it was weird, but also I just don't really care about a lot of stuff. So,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, I'm pretty easygoing as well.
yeah.
I don't know like what it would take for me to be like, boss,
yeah.
we got a situation here.
I
It's
got-
basically she would just have to grab my wiener and bubble. I'd be like, all right,
Like
that's-
multiple times.
And be like, I told you not to touch me. Nobody grabs my hoo-ha. Not the
Yeah.
gun or the roses. Leave them alone. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's funny
First
to
time
me.
you just chalk it up to like a brush by.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Second
then,
one's official, like, oh, that's the last one.
but that's what I'm saying, and it's just weird and interesting
Third
all at
time,
the same
shut
time.
it down.
Shut it down. Is if the roles are reversed, I'm done 100 out of 100 times. But because the woman was the one that did it to me, I feel like in a lot of cases, or most cases, it's just the hee whatever. And it's like, that's kind of fucked, right?
Well,
That's
yeah.
sexist.
I
It
mean,
is,
you're not wrong.
But I mean, it goes to the same thing where it's like when a male teacher sleeps with a female,
Right.
or student, it's like disgusting, Chester, you're going to jail, you
Yeah.
should be. But like when the female does it, like guys are like, oh, that student's so lucky. That kid's awesome. 16-year-old
Donnie
banging
Booger.
teachers. It's like, well, I don't necessarily know that that's the
No,
extreme
still
on the other
disgusting,
end. Right. It's like, come on.
It's just, ugh.
But I think what we're all trying to say is that there's clearly a double standard
Yeah.
Yeah.
where it comes to that, where yes, they're punished, but in the light of like society and men,
Slap on the wrist, maybe.
they're like, oh yeah, good for you, dude, banging the teacher. Where it's like, no, if it's a guy, there's just uproar and he needs to be
Yeah.
thrown in jail for life.
Yeah, so I almost went to jail, basically is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, the teachers also go to jail. You see it,
Yeah.
like on the news
Right.
reports of it coming out.
Either
They're
way.
in jail also, but it's just like all the guys are like tight.
Yeah. Thanks for coming to my sex gender question of the week.
Well, put a little bow on it
Okay.
because we don't have the option, so it doesn't matter.
What's that?
If we did have the option
Two.
of discounting stuff down to
Yeah.
negotiate, is it on the table then?
No. Because again, it's one of those when I'm talking to these people, like, dude,
If she's attractive.
okay.
It's a man of principle.
That's what I'm just, There's-
You'd choke up. You'd freeze, dude.
I mean, it would she'd have to be like Florence Pugh just coming in looking like a fucking Black Widow. And I would be like, all right, I'll discount this bitch.
So an average looking woman.
Sure. Beauty comes in all forms. I don't
So
discriminate.
if she opened that door to be like, hey, there's negotiation here.
The original lady or this new fictitious
this new
hot lady?
fictitious lady where
Okay.
we can
Florence
also,
Pugh walks in.
Hello. She is getting served.
Are you setting the bar?
To what?
Like, because I don't want to say like the demand of it, but if she's like, hey, I'll do this for this discount,
Yeah.
are you going to counteract it? Or are you just going to be like, all right, deal or no deal?
I'm like, what do you mean?
Like, is it an offer, counter offer
do you-
type situation?
What do you mean? Like, what if she's like, I'll give you a reach around? I'm like, what do you mean? Just keep it going. What do you mean? Get her really talking. See what she really wants.
Walks out.
At least you tried.
All right.
At least I can say Florence Pugh almost gave me a reach around.
I don't know that you can say that.
Didn't think it was going there. Didn't think this question was going to take it to that, but that's awesome.
That's how we got
I don't think you would have to. If I was around you and you phrased it like that, I'd be like, no, Travis ruined him getting a reach around from Florence Pugh.
I could see it.
It's
I
not.
don't doubt it.
It's not. I almost got one. I'd be like, no, he ruined it.
Why-
He
oh,
had it in the bag, and then he ruined it.
different pod, different day. I almost had 2 threesomes.
I was just going to go there. I was like, no.
I did, and they know it. So
Say the name. You know who you are.
ipso facto, I'm almost there. Either way, different pod, different day. This is a different one. Okay, so play the washing or the sweeping sound. Next gender question.
Next.
Vaya con Dios. Okay, WABs. Worst and the best. I have some.
Yeah.
I've got a list.
A list
It's tough.
of
week.
worst.
This was a tough week for me.
I mean, I know it's probably at the top.
Let me start with the surprise one of the week.
Okay.
I relapsed.
I don't know what that means.
I was
got
off
on-
the grid.
You got back on that grid?
I went on for like 2 days.
Loved it.
Took me on a bender. You sit there and you realize like, fuck, like an hour and a half's gone by. I've learned nothing. I've added one new song to my Spotify, and I learned that this movie from 2013, shout out to Coherence, what a plot twist. Awesome. Thank you for letting me add that to my, regimen of movies. If
That
that's
got
what-
recommended for me too.
Did it really?
I told Molly about it. I was flipping through and I was like, I just saw a TikTok about this movie and I looked at it. I was like, 2013.
It's
I thought it was a new movie.
Are you nuts?
There's going to be
Imagine-
TikToks of this movie.
well, not to go too much on a left turn with it, but how we got on our movie talk last week.
Yeah.
Brief movie stuff. I find it really interesting with that movie because you wonder how budgeting factors into like movies.
A lot.
That whole movie is basically shot in like a house and like just the kitchen and or like living room. And that's what budgeting, like that's the hugest saver because you hear about like the James Bond movies where they go like 15 different countries. And it's like, hey, Daniel Craig, let's just go shoot you behind a green screen for a second instead of flying down under to Australia.
No.
Like,
I want the authentic shot.
well, I get
Yeah.
it. It looks awesome, but budgeting. So-
Budgeting.
I mean, it looks like it was filmed.
Am I making James Bond or am I making
Coherence.
coherence?
I just need to make a coherent film.
But it was good. It was very coherent. Very.
You watched it?
Yeah, the plot twist, you'll love it. It's only like an hour and like 20 minutes maybe, which makes it even better.
I'm on the
Flies
grid,
by.
so I got time.
Bang that thing out. Yeah, but anyways, that to say, I hate that I relapsed. You realize how much time is wasted doing it. And I'm just like, it was the thing where I feel like what you relapse for almost in a way, you dip the toes back in, and I sat there and I was like, I'm not missing nothing. Like, I get it. Like every 10th minute, there's like one giggle or like one new song I find. But other than that, it's just fucking trash. It's all trash.
My plan worked perfectly.
What
I
was
send this guy 20 videos a day, hoping to get him to relapse. He's gonna catch him, baby.
But that's one. So I'm sorry for relapsing, but I'm back to now it's being updated OTP off the phone.
Okay,
So it was
I
tough.
like that a lot better.
Yes.
Honestly, I like that a lot better.
It was tough.
I'm behind you on that. I'm
yeah.
behind you on the OTP.
Thank you. Love that
Over
you're
the
behind me.
pants.
Second one, the truck was vandalized. So let's get down to it. It's the meat and potatoes. I don't understand. Well, I guess I do because it was St. Patrick's Day night. And it's that weird thing when you walk to your car, truck, whatever you drive. I drive a truck. And it's like, man, my windows look really good right now.
Them
And then
things are clean.
yeah, and I was like, whew, right through them. And then it's just like, that's because I don't have any. And then you get to the truck and you're just like, damn it, I don't have two windows. And you have that initial shock.
That sucks that they only broke the 2 and not all 4.
I know, but at the same time, I'm also just like, breaking 2 sucks.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, any broken windows are not fun.
Yes.
So you do the instant, like you look around, and it is kind of cool because you see it all the time in the movies, but there's just glass fucking everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's insane.
It shatters.
Every time you open the door, and I'm like, God damn it. But I'm snooping around, and I'm like, okay, I guarantee I'm ransacked. Oh, 2 pairs of Ray-Bans. Shout out Ray-Ban. Still in the top little clicker thingy. Cool. My coffee mug. That's the My House, My Rules. It's just laying on my seat.
They can't take that. It's not their house.
Exactly, not their truck. Sleeping bag still in the back. Box of T-shirts, the 2D 1D T-shirts. Still got those.
Damn right.
Blanket. Pair of boots. Birkenstocks. A thermos. Like, I was talking about it. I had an entire homeless starter kit,
Yeah.
and they didn't take none of it.
Well, because homeless people don't do that. Shitheads do that.
Well, and that's why I was like, but then the shit, I mean, it's such a plot twist in itself because you broke my truck to take $3.78 in change because I've had that change thing for probably a decade. I've burned all the quarters. I've siphoned through it enough. There ain't any left. And then you took my flask, which has booze in it from like 2017. Has to be gross. I think it was even gin.
Was it
too.
the gin?
Yeah. See, and it's just like, I mean, it was a cool flask, but I was just like, so you just wanted to get drunk and then like buy
A McDouble, dude.
not anymore.
Buy a little rally burger.
Expensive, but yeah, I was just like, fuck, man, like this blows. So
It does suck, dude.
vandalism.
Yeah. Well, at least you figured out what they took.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like that
Dane
Dane
Cook.
Cook. Yeah.
What the fuck?
What'd you take, door kicker?
What the fuck did they do? They left the shit batteries. They took the good
You think
batteries.
they took the good batteries and left these shit batteries?
So I want a divorce. But no, it just made me realize when you think about it, I have 2 questions that spawned off of the incident, the traumatization that has happened to me. I am okay. It didn't happen in the moment. I caught it the morning after. So
Best time to catch it.
amen. Is vandalism 100% just one of the only universally hated things?
No, there's a lot of things that are universally hated, I think.
But it's one of the few. Like, there's no... Like, if something of yours gets vandalized, you're like, this sucks. You're never like, hell yeah, I didn't want that.
Depends what it is.
Go ahead. Give me an example of something you'd be like, sweet.
I don't know.
Thanks for busting this. I'm
The
pumped
car I leave to get vandalized so I can collect insurance on it.
I don't know. Either way.
I mean, it depends on how far down the rabbit hole you want to go. But I mean, you could probably make the counter argument for just about anything.
sure.
But yes, I think universally, if there was no motive behind it, then yeah, it's just a dick move.
Poo. I hate it. So,
So did you do the thing?
Are
like,
you back in the parking garage now?
Like, did you do the thing like when you walked up? Like, how many looks did you take, like backseat front, just to make sure like no one or nothing was in it? Like,
I wasn't really
raccoon
worried
or
about
person?
people being in there, which is weird, I guess. Hindsight. But
I
was
wish I'd have caught the motherfucker who did it. Just fell asleep in there.
well, but I was
Just
also
broke it to catch a nap.
Hey, sir, did you do this?
And I mean, of course, just everybody I told like the flow of the joke of, oh, they broke the one, door was locked, so they had to break the other. And I was like, I get it. 2 windows, whatever. But yeah, it just sucks. So, but
Do you think it was 2 people walking by and the one person did it and the dude goes, that looks tight. I got to try it.
Oh, 100%. Like I leaned towards it was just shit bombers that wanted to do something cool in the moment and they were just hammered. But I was thinking about that too. Like rarely was I ever in my douche state, like plastered and just looking to cause violence. Like I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I don't want to go vandalize.
Or just like destruction. I was never like, let's smash stuff. Let's.
Maybe it was targeted. Maybe you're targeted.
That's what I said. I said, Bud, when you start getting a podcast and you get as big as we are starting to be,
Yeah.
you got a target on your back, man.
My
Offspringers, do your thing. Friday night, black Honda,
truck.
Ridgeline.
Who done it?
Who's bragging about it?
No, my mom did the classic
Put
thing.
the feelers out.
Well,
Put the feelers out.
She hits me at the bud. You've been parking in reserved spots for a while now.
Love it.
And I was like,
Love it. She flipped it back on you.
I was
I
like,
love it.
okay.
That's classic Martha, man.
Especially when it was the week after we just had that talk on the pod.
Oh yeah, and that's what I was just like, fuck. What
I
a
mean,
bad
I'm not
beat.
going to lie. I pulled into
Bad
the lot and I was like,
Yeah.
I saw Justin walking in
Yeah.
and I didn't see his car.
I parked where he got vandalized.
And then I was like,
I'll roll the dice.
why is nobody here? And then I was like, we all got those like little pseudo tickets last
Yeah.
week. I'm like, you
Not
know what?
little, they're big.
Well, you know what I meant. But
Yeah.
like just like a warning type deal. But it did its thing. I parked someplace else.
Yeah.
It's so weird
It
too because I
worked.
want to park there again.
I
Just
wanted
out
to
of,
park there too.
Yeah, just to
Just
be a
like,
fucking.
hey, fuckheads.
Yeah, like fuck your sticker. Hope you got more.
Dude, it took me like 5 minutes. I had to take a razor blade and alcohol out there. And
Oh, trust me, I hate it. But the other question that it sparked was, it was one I've been thinking about for a while of how to like phrase it and just like going through the ebbs and flows of being OTP and then relapsing. Do you think it was a bad person, or excuse me, this is just asked to everybody. Are you a good person who randomly has bad moments? Or do you sometimes think you're a bad person who just happens to string together streaks of goodness? That one had me in a blender one night, and I was just like, fuck.
that's weird, dude. It's easy. I'm a good person.
You think?
No.
Square pick.
No.
No.
I'm good.
It was funny.
Put that 114 to use, dude.
I did. I used it too much. Brain was just...
What'd you do that was terrible? Nothing. Did you kill somebody? No.
'Cause I
you
think-
rob stores?
No. I just think terrible things can come
You
in
smash
many,
windows?
many forms.
You smash windows?
Like, for me, it would be like...
You break
like
hearts?
relapsing, going on the phone.
okay,
like,
well,
That's not terrible.
Yeah.
That's your own. That's just your own discipline that
So?
you broke. Doesn't make you a bad person. Makes you weak.
I feel bad.
Pussy.
and again, we almost have to even get more specific as opposed to like the.
We don't.
No, I'm saying like OTP. Like
Yeah.
it's just what OSM. You're just off social media.
Off the phone.
Like you're on your phone, man.
I'm on my
You use
phone.
Mass more than anybody I know that lives in Fort Wayne.
Well, yeah, not really anymore because I just go to work in here. But I mean, it's just one of those like. Anyways, so my third.
Hold on, I
Worst.
didn't get to answer.
Oh, go ahead.
I believe that I would be a good person that just does dumb
I
stuff.
would
from
believe
time
so
to
too.
Shit, skirt.
Yes. Well, it's funny because I was actually told this when we went skiing in Gatlinburg.
That you're a shit person.
No, the actual opposite. We were coming up a hill and this kid just fell,
Yeah.
and I literally picked him up. And
Figuratively picked him up.
no,
literally.
literally.
I know.
By the throat.
Yes. And shout out because he listens to it. We were talking about your brother, and Tierney goes, "Yeah, Dutch is gonna walk right by that kid,"
I kind of respect it.
and I'm like, "I don't think he would. I think he would pick him up."
I think if it's a kid, you pick up a kid.
Yeah.
Well, there was multiple
I would
people that
laugh.
walked by that kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why like she brought it up.
Yeah.
And it's slopes.
And but
On a
I'm just
mission.
like, so yeah, dude, I'm a good person that just sometimes does dumb
He
stuff.
picked up kids.
I pick
dude.
up kids, dude. That's cool. I'm good. Yeah. Okay. I give kids pens. I'm a good person.
that don't belong to you.
6 half dozen. My third worst is I cracked my favorite coffee mug, like I told you. So, again, the ADHD kicked in, doing a lot, frantic, all over the place. Go to microwave my.
Because he was a pot in.
Because he was on the phone.
Oh, so OTP. I've relapsed. But no, so I always microwave my coffee. I usually give my coffee pot like a 3-day grace period of like, it's still good, nuke the bastard. Minute 43, we're set.
I don't even drink coffee. That sounds bad.
And I
Yeah.
fired up.
3-day coffee.
And all of a sudden, I just, like I told you guys before, I'd hear this. And I was just like, whoa, what happened? And you
That's
like,
weird.
yeah, you look around, you do like who's here? And I was just like, whatever. Open the fucking microwave. Countertop, because this bitch is just piping hot. I cracked her. It's tough, man. Like,
But why did it crack?
because there was no coffee. Oh, yeah, I
There-
didn't put any coffee in it.
There it is.
Yeah, because when it was, I mean, the mug was like abnormally hot, like to the point where it felt like it was burning me. But yeah, it was just a terrible bad beat. That's why it's my worst, because I mean, I literally have used that coffee mug every single day since you gave it to me for Christmas. Like, it's my favorite coffee mug by a mile, and I broke her.
It sucks, man. I wish you didn't.
Last thing. Fourth worst. It is the people who find a way to complain about literally everything when in all actuality nothing is really wrong.
Was that you right now?
No. So the example would be, shout out to Chris, one of our bosses. We were dealing with this lady.
She wanted to pull your ponytail?
No, no, different one. She had a defective phone. But this was the kind of lady where any answer, well, I should say the kind of person, because there's a ton of them out there that exist, and we were debating it at work. I genuinely think you create like a personality for it, which is just so bizarre to me, where everything literally you spin it as like a negative or it's a complaint. And so it was, hey, the way we have to handle your situation, we have to call into our support team. Oh my gosh, we have to talk to support. Like, this is insane. Like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, one of those people. And then it's, oh my God, we've been on the phone for 20 minutes. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, she literally wanted to email the CEO. And at one point I'm Googling it and I'm like, yep, so-and-so. And Chris is Googling it too. And we're just like almost being sarcastic, and we know we are, but she's not picking up on it. She's like genuinely like, okay, what's his email? And we're just like, sweetie, no. Like, we're not giving you
The AT&T CEO at hotmail.com.
Yeah,
believe it
like,
or not.
yeah. But then
One.
the best was when we found a solution and we were able to ship her a new phone to replace her defective one, because it's going to come full circle, I promise. Plane is landing. She goes, you're going to ship it out in the cold? It won't be good in the cold. It's going to get broke out there. It's like 20 degrees outside. You can't ship it outside. That's insane. And we're just like, nothing is going to make you happy right now, so just take this and go.
Have you seen the capsules we ship stuff in?
They take a beating. But all the while, at the very end, we look at her phone and it's just broken. Just has physical damage to it. And the whole time she was like, it's defective. I don't know why it's not working. Bitch, you broke it. So, sorry, none of this is like why we did any of this for you. I have no idea. You suck, respectfully. Please leave.
Wait, so you got her a new phone or not?
No, because she's the worst. Hence making my WABs of the worst. Those people suck. If your whole personality
It kind of
is...
sounds like you suck at your job, dude.
It
Just
wasn't
look at the
me.
phone.
It wasn't me that
Look
was
at the
helping him.
phone. If it's physically broken.
I caught the crossfire of the argument, and I couldn't help myself but to be like, what do you want me to look up? The CEO? I gotcha. Bitch. I'm done. Those are my WABs. I had 4.
Did you ever play Crossfire?
You'll get caught up in the crossfire. Yeah, one of the best board games known to man.
See, I thought the commercial was way better than the game.
Oh, yeah.
The game was
theme
fire.
Song, I thought the
No.
game was massively overrated.
The game was one of those, shout out to their marketing, because, again, the commercial, the song,
Sure.
and the way it pitched the game, it looked so just
Apexy.
immerseful.
You had to get the star piece.
Yep.
Always shoot against the triangle piece. You got the flat surface. You're
Crossfire
nailing it
101.
dead on, dude. I had it.
Episode
I know it,
101,
dude.
Crossfire. Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
It was. I love that. It was a great game. But yeah, those are my worst. So
Worse. Man, that's a tough week, bud.
That's a bad week.
Yeah.
See what happens
That's a
when I
bad
leave?
week.
no.
I mean, you had 4 things.
Yeah.
Just
Almost
saying.
had 5. You almost made it. Don't worry. I left it off.
Bring it.
Go ahead, man. What's your worst?
Yeah, so as I alluded to, I was gone last week because I went on a little trip with the wifey.
Shout out my cousin.
There you go.
Shout out T. Happy birthday again.
Did
March 12th.
pretty good job of keeping it a surprise. Took her to Boston.
Boston. Fenway Pack.
We flew out of Cincinnati because we had to come back in for that weekend because my daughter had a soccer tournament there.
That's just
And
5-head play.
right,
Yeah.
so
Smart.
our plane was supposed to take off Tuesday. I think at 1. We're there. We're maybe like an hour and a half outside of the airport. Get the notification on my phone, flight's been delayed. I was like, okay. And she
Here
was
it is.
already a little worried that we didn't leave on time,
Right.
even though she didn't really know where we were going. She just knew what time the flight was. I was like, well, you don't have to worry anymore because it's been delayed 4 hours.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
Yeah.
5 head play.
So I think we found like a was it BJ's Burgers or something like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
They had
Yeah.
one down there, and we
Get
were
a
just,
pazook.
no, I just drank.
Nice.
Yeah.
Drank your dinner. I
So-
respect it.
I mean, it's
Smart.
noon.
Drank your lunch.
And we get there, and she's starting to not piece things together, but obviously there was a winter storm on the East Coast or Northeast.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so I'm starting to look at like weather reports. I'm like, there's a chance because now it got suspended to 5 or delayed till 5. Then it just got pushed back. It just canceled it until like 6 in the morning. I said, hey, I just kind of have to tell you at this point what we were going to do because there's a chance that we just aren't going to go.
Aw.
Because there was at one point where we got to, they said like 20 miles north of the Boston area that we were at got almost 30 inches of snow.
That's
like
awesome.
70,000 people lost like power.
That feels like such a lie. I wish you would have flown there just to see the 30 inches.
There's nothing when we got there. That's why I was like,
Yeah,
what
measure,
happened?
Yeah, measure it.
But like again, from where we were at,
30 inches like in one pot. Like I need more.
I'll show you 30 inches.
it's almost 3 feet. But
No,
so,
it's not. Oh yeah, it is 36.
yep.
Well, I mean, 2.5 feet would have been a better, you know,
Tomato, tomato.
But
114.
so
IQ.
like I like legitimately was bummed out because I was thinking we're not going to get to go. Like we started talking about, all right, let's just fly south somewhere. Let's just do something.
Yeah.
No.
And then it was a matter of, not getting like the voucher because I called in saying like, hey, can you do this? And they're like, well, if your flight gets canceled, that's when they'll refund it. If they delay it or there's another flight that you can get on, like you don't get your money back. Like they expect you to be on
Yeah.
that flight, which I get makes sense.
Duh.
But I was like, how long do I have to just kind of be in limbo? Because if it doesn't happen at 6 tomorrow morning, the weather's not getting better.
Right.
But we ended up flying out the very next morning at 6:55. We got there.
Where'd you guys sleep?
We stayed at the Hampton Inn by the hotel or by the
Flip in
airport.
car, dude.
Sleep in the airport, baby. Give me that. I love it.
No.
Bag on the ground. Use it like a pillow.
Well, and then I like
Find
called
a
in too
charger,
to see
just
like if there was
hunker
any
around
type
it.
of like vouchers or things like that. And they're like, anything due to weather, they don't pay you anything. No, nothing for the hotel, nothing for the meals. I'm like, well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Bad beat.
Yeah. So, but we got an early check-in at the resort because I called and I was like, listen,
Here's
what are the
what
chances?
happened.
And they're like, yeah, for weather, like they had a ton of people cancel that day anyway. So I got, refunded for that one day and they let us check in at like 10 a.m. We could just get our room right away. So, but it still stunk because I had to surprise her and then not get to surprise her. But we still got to do it. So
Bad beat.
it was a bad beat.
Anytime your flight gets delayed, I feel like it's just going to inevitably be delayed either 2 to 3 more times or
Yeah.
canceled. Like it's never just, just 1 more hour. You'll be fine. Like
yeah.
it goes from, if you're supposed to take off at 5, just expect to take off at like 11 p.m.
Did you guys see anything cool?
Yeah. We'll talk about it.
All right. Nice.
Some might call that the best. Dut, what's your worst?
Maybe.
Round us out with the sadness.
It is. I don't know college basketball, man.
What do you mean?
March Madness started. Filled out a bracket.
Yeah, it's
Threw it in the
madness.
dumpster. Did.
Yeah.
But you try to pick upsets. Obviously, some of them you see far away. Other
Furman,
ones
mile
you just
away.
don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah. I mean, square pick.
Yeah. But
Tierney took Princeton.
did she?
Yeah.
I love it.
My cousin, she gets it.
UCLA.
She
Don't-
knows-
Don't blow it.
Here's the thing. Before we get to the here's the things, with March Madness, I do it every year. I think everybody does it. Everybody is a victim of the Cinderella bracket, the bracket that's going to be the one that finally is the right one. And you go through the matchups and you're like, oh, I'm going to pick this 12 seed over this 4 seed. Oh, this 8
12
seed.
and 5. Come on, dude.
Sure, you know what I mean. And you're just picking high seeds and you're moving them all the way through. And then all of a sudden you look at your bracket and you're like, well, my final 4 is a 9 seed, an 11 seed, and a 15 seed. And it's like, I wanted to go back and look for just my own like sanity. I think every final 4 usually has some combination of between like 1 through 5 seeds.
Yeah.
And then like the one outlier is maybe a 7 or 8 seed at best. Like it's never been like, these Cinderellas go all the fucking way.
I think George Mason was the last.
I think a double-digit seed.
Yeah,
that got
last
to the
double
Final
digit.
Four.
Were
They
they
got
10
to
or
the
12
final
seed?
4. It might have been a 12.
Yeah, and I just
Oh no, it just doesn't happen.
yeah. And I mean this year don't get
Because
me wrong,
eventually it's just talent beats fucking
Correct.
hard work.
Right.
but I would argue
Just like if these things were series, they would never advance.
Oh, no.
Well, no, but I would argue that now it's becoming more of like an even keel playing field. Like you're just seeing teams that should win on a regular basis lose far more often. But then you have the true, talented teams rise up to the top. Like Houston and Alabama just feel like they're the ones that are going to meet up no matter what.
Nope.
Based off everything I've seen.
You mean Alabama and UCLA?
That too. Maybe. No, I've never watched
Princeton,
UCLA play.
Michigan State.
Dude,
Gross.
before the tournament started, I had a little sprinkle on Michigan State. Just felt vibes. I just got a good
Yeah,
vibe from
They're a
it, man.
good tournament team.
It's Tom Izzo. They
Yeah.
went through a tragedy. It's storylines, baby.
I have them in the
what
Elite Eight.
sells? Storylines.
What was the tragedy? Because I was off the grid.
Shooting.
Shooting on campus.
Okay, that's what I
They
figured.
almost
something-
canceled the season.
Yeah. Remember we were here the night they played IU the first game back, and that was like, dude, there's no way.
Yeah.
And, IU was up 4 at the half, and then they got beat by like 16.
Oh,
Yeah,
did they?
Michigan State just
Put it on them. Classic. Okay.
put it on them.
Best time.
Best time, baby.
Vibes upside down, or frown upside down. You get it. Okay.
You got it.
I got 2. I'll make them quick because we took a long time. I took a long time. It's Wick Week.
Wick Week, baby.
It's John Wick 4th. The Baba Yaga, the boogeyman. So I'm excited because I believe it's tying a bow on everything, correct?
Has to be the last one.
Keanu's done. I think he wants to end it and put his own stamp of approval like, hey, I'm not going to fuck up with the Matrix. That's why we delayed this one because it was just kind of mixed reviews, didn't get received well. But everybody is receiving this well.
Yeah.
Like IMDb, the new Rotten Tomatoes, because Rotten Tomatoes sucks, gave it it's at a 9.2 right now, which to give context, like if you're in the 8.2 to like 8.5s on IMDb, I mean, we're talking Infinity War, we're talking Inception, we're talking Wolf of Wall Street. Like it's goated movies, Goodfellas, like all those. So I'm just pumped. It's Wick Week.
Yes.
Wick Week, baby.
Yeah. And then
Thursday?
yeah, have to.
Have to.
Yeah. And then I'm on vacation too to start Wick Week. That's
What?
nuts. That's gonna be sick. I might go drunk. The Baba Yaga.
You're on vacation to start Wick Week?
Yeah.
That would be like today.
No, Thursday, dog. Stay woke. That's when we're going to see the movie. It's my last shift.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Okay.
I got it. We're
Okay.
Anyways,
that's the that's the lower half of the 114.
Yeah, that's why it's not 120.
quick second. This one's gonna be a challenge, but I think this
He has
is
to die, right?
This is the psychology behind challenges and why I think people talk about them, because it's the psychology of it puts more pressure on you to fulfill said challenge or goal, whatever you're looking to do. I think I'm going to try to do the, like, they give up shit for Lent or whatever for like 40 days.
Yes, currently.
Yeah. Oh, do they? When does it run till?
Easter.
Easter.
To what?
Easter's
Ah,
Easter's
till-
when it ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ash Wednesday to Easter.
When's Ash Wednesday?
40 days before Easter.
Okay. Count the
It was in February.
yeah, okay, whatever. Anyways,
No Diet Cokes.
I'm going to
Really?
do
Nice.
idiot. So I'm going to do I don't know. I think I'm just
Dry
gonna,
January?
No, I'm
Just
just
say it, dude.
no, I'm not. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna try and give up or stop eating fast food or just eating out in general. I want to try and cook more because I miss cooking. Cooking's fun, dude.
Cooking is fun. Doesn't mean you can't eat out. I get fast food. I mean, I get fast food. I get.
Yeah,
But like going out to dinner, you can.
maybe that would be a good baby step to just say
Yeah.
like no fast food purchases. But like if you're going out to B-dubs with a friend, bitch, like maybe that wouldn't count. But I think it's just, again, it's one of those like,
I think that's the 5th.
but that's like cold turkey just has to be the way, at least in my mind, how challenges or, things you want to do work. Like you can't put these, exceptions to the rule in because it's your safe goat. It's your, oh, but I said I could do that. And it's like, so you're just basically not doing it then.
So it sounds like you lost a bet.
No, I didn't lose a bet.
There's no exceptions.
What do you mean?
You going to B-dubs with me.
What? You took it as I lost. It wasn't right. I don't like what happened. But yeah, I just think it's the best for me because
Hold on, wait. So I guess there's two different things here.
I'm not done breaking it down. Let me tie the bow on it first, and then you may break it down as you would like.
Okay.
Comma. I want to do it to get ready for, because again, I want to understand that we're not getting any younger and got to treat the body kind of like a temple. Bud Lights are allowed.
So, yeah, that was my kind of where I was going. Like, are you doing this for like a self-improvement type thing, or are you trying to do something? Are you trying to give something up as like a sacrifice to be like, hey, not like a cleanse, but like, I want to do this to prove myself that I can do something. This is something that I'm like in my everyday life that I want to get rid of for a certain period of time just to kind of hit the reset button.
It's probably a concoction of both. Shaken, not stirred. But it's just one of those
Are you
like
getting rid of it forever?
TBD. I think it's just one of those like
You trying to see how long you can go?
Because like learning to cook isn't like getting rid of anything. Like that's
I know how to
picking
cook.
up.
Was that a roast?
Well, you said like you want to cook.
No,
more.
I'm just saying, but
Like-
learning to cook and
Yes.
knowing how to
like
cook
this whole
are two
thing
different
started
things.
with like
No.
Those
giving
are
up,
two different
giving up
things.
something and
Because like learning to cook
sacrificing.
and just being like, okay, I want to learn how to cook
No.
different meals.
No, I know how to do all that bullshit. I'm just saying, like, for me at least, I know how to cook, dude. I'm not dumb.
No, you don't. But
yes,
I'm saying,
I do. I just cook stir fries, bomb, sweet potatoes, green peppers, onions, chicken, rice, But what I'm saying is, I notice, for me at least, like, you can almost put yourself through, social experiments or just experiments. I don't think it's a social one. Nobody was involved but me. But when you drink water and coffee all day, and then you have, fruits and vegetables, and then you eat, your 3 meals a day, and they're all cooked, prepared by you. They're not these fucking grease ball things, like how I sat there the one day and just had half a bag of Starburst.
And I saw there was Chips Ahoy's next to it too later.
Oh yeah, I
Was
had
that
some of
you?
those. Those are nice.
Yeah.
But either way, it's like,
Chewy.
yeah, no, they weren't chewy. They were Chips Ahoy mixed with Hershey's bars. which-
Okay.
whatever, I love it. Hershey's is a great chocolate, but I know it's the instant gratification followed by long-term just self-regret and just loathing, and just your day sucks, you're drudgy, you're walking around and you just feel like a fucking turd. And I notice when I don't do that, I have a great day. My days are more valuable to me. Like I don't want to say I remember the days better, but they're just better days to me.
Yeah,
I
no
would-
shit, Sherlock. You're
Well,
putting poison in your body.
But I'm saying, I'm just like, I would like to put a couple tallies on for the better.
It sounds like you're just a bad person that has stretches of good things.
And that's what I told you, dude. And it started messing with me where I'm just like, fuck, like
You think eating fast food makes you a bad person?
eating half a bag of Starburst on lunch, just sitting there like a fucking bitch. Yeah. Makes me a bad person.
I don't know.
So again, where
And then
I was going with
I
it,
knew what was going to happen too, because Jen, we got to fill the fridge and we had a ton of fucking sodas in there. I probably slugged 6 Mountain Dews when I cracked the first one. There ain't no stopping me, man. Because I agree with you too. Out of the can, forget about it.
Forget about it.
forget
The
about
first
it.
one gets slugged, deleted, trash can. The second one gets cracked. I probably put half of her down, and then I'm like, I'll chill. And then yeah,
But then there's only like a 20-minute like grace period as soon as you crack that can,
you have to
to
drink
where it
it.
just goes bad.
Yeah,
It just goes flat.
yeah.
It loses its
Hence why I drink
the
that.
half-life on the open can of Coke.
Yeah,
It's worse than a 2-liter, dude.
it's terrible.
Oh, see, like that, and
Burns me.
to me, it's one of those weird things, like how they come, like in the can. Like again, if you give me a 48-ounce, McDonald's drink with ice, obviously it's not all 40.
Yeah.
It's probably actually only 20. I'll drink it, no problem. But like, if I go for that second can, I
You're
feel
like,
like a
"No."
piece of shit.
Yeah.
I love it every time. I drink it. I will, without hesitation, send that fucker straight down my gullet. But then,
It's because you didn't buy the cans, man.
well, everybody had them. And I just,
No, he was saying like if you just opened up your fridge that you bought and there's 12 of them in there, you might not slug 4 in a row.
I mean, I put down that one day, 7.
I think you did put down.
I told you guys, I said the over under 6.5. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to figure out how
So
to.
are you giving up Pizza Hut and pizzas? And
No.
you're just making your own pizzas?
I did for a while. They're actually really good. It's easy. You just have to wait for the dough to rise, like with the yeast and everything. It's like 2.5, 3 hours, but it fucks. Again, full circle. I just think it's one of those things where I want to feel better. I don't know.
I'm not knocking you,
Not
dude.
at all.
Is that too insightful? Is that too
No.
deep? That too weird?
Well, no,
Just
because like
diet.
the
Good
reason
for
I
you.
was asking is one, and this is still a part of your best, and you started talking about it as like a sacrifice or giving something up, and then you started talking about cooking, and I'm like, that's not giving something up. That's just adding to like your repertoire.
It's
Yeah.
my best, man. Don't try to change it.
I was saying like if you were really trying to like sacrifice and like give something up for a period of time just to like do that, like how long could you give up Apex?
Buddy, I'm being realistic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what a sacrifice is.
Then I'm not sacrificing nothing. Next question.
That was just
That
it.
was it.
That's my best. I'm happy.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah. Thanks.
Let me know how long you last.
That's what she said. Go ahead with your best.
Wow.
Well, man,
I didn't do. I was actually just trying to put something in perspective. We were talking about.
It's like if I was Catholic and I was doing Lent and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give up, watching HGTV Joanna Gaines. I'd be like, duh, you don't watch that.
Right.
So you're not giving up anything.
Right, like you're supposed to give up something that's going to be impactful to you. And
Yeah.
you
Fast food and eating
you
out.
struggle.
That's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
I
Fucker.
didn't say it wasn't, but you said you just wanted to cook more.
Because of the not eating out.
Yeah.
I have to
I
cook
still
more.
gotta eat. I gotta
Yeah,
eat.
I literally have to physically
gotta
eat still.
eat.
Like breakfast, lunch, and dinner is still how I eat. So I need to then make wholesome meals.
So you're not eating candy?
No.
No pop?
Is this something you want to be
But
held
it's
like accountable
Are you going
to?
no pop too?
Yeah, well, no pop. I mean, just a cold turkey. It's the only way to do anything. Anybody else that says different, they're stupid. But respectfully,
Well, cold turkey usually doesn't last because you relapse.
I've done it once.
That's
Don't
what I'm
jinx
saying.
me.
So that's why cold turkey doesn't. That's why
All I'm
cold turkey
saying is,
doesn't work.
I know myself well enough to where when I go to Chipotle, there's a reason I get a burrito, 3 tacos, chips and salsa, and a drink. It's because when this valve opens, she don't close. And I need to rectify that and figure that out, tie a bow on it before it gets too late and I'm 40 and I can't breathe.
Or you're supposed to drink a huge glass of water before you eat, fill your stomach, take a bite, eat half your food, wait, then eat the other half if you can. Don't just gobble it as fast as you can.
I got something for that. But
So-
that's different pod, different day.
So then,
Different pot, different day,
so realistically, you don't.
I'm done with my best.
No, I'm asking you just a personal question now.
Yeah.
This is what a podcast is. You talk about stuff.
Podding for dummies.
Yeah.
101, baby.
Yeah.
So like, if you went to Chipotle and you just got a burrito,
Yep.
and like that was it,
I'd be pissed.
it's like the
Because
burrito
you'd
would,
still be hungry.
Oh, yeah.
or would the burrito not taste as good,
I would
knowing that you didn't have a 3 taco back?
be innately, no, not
Bartender
innately.
talk.
I would be subconsciously like salivating afterwards because I would be like, my meal is missing. Like there's more there's more that should be here.
So like, when you're gonna be cooking,
There isn't.
do you think you're gonna make the equivalent to that
No,
much
and that's
food?
what helps with me when I actually cook is for whatever reason I'm way better about portion size, which is huge for me. So
right, that's my point. So, like,
ipso
do you,
facto.
so do you think it's just a mental thing? Because it's
Sure.
not a physical thing. If you said if you're eating smaller portions from home,
well, I mean, we can literally just connect the dots there. I mean, the IQ of 114 can do that. So you take what I just told you, how I can't turn the valve off.
Right.
And then you take something that I only get every so often. Granted, I go on spurts where I get pizza like 3 times, back to back to back
Right.
days. So when I open that valve, I want as much as humanly fucking possible of said thing. That's
So you're
just
saying you're-
simple psychology.
Right. And he's saying it's easier when you cook to do it. So it's psychology. It's not a physical thing. It's just a mental thing.
Yeah. So
So
when
he's saying mentally, you just can't stop eating Chipotle, but mentally you can stop eating
What I
your
cook.
toast and bacon.
because I know when I cook something where everything's come from for the most part, it's actual vegetables, it's chicken, it's steaks, like it's real food.
that
So
you
wouldn't
should
you
want
want to eat more of that?
Well,
You'd want more of that.
Hence the whole fucking point of my best. Move on. I'm done. My best. Go.
We're on your side.
I don't think so. It doesn't.
I am
feel
on
like-
your side, bud.
God darn it.
I went to Boston for 4 days.
That's
Hello,
Wicked-
Beantown, baby.
wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked
Back to
awesome.
kind of harbor.
It's got smack back.
Yeah, so we stayed at a pretty awesome resort there in just the middle of Boston. We walked downtown for about 12 miles one day, saw the brownstones,
Yeah.
took it to a Fenway Park.
Yeah. It's good stuff, man. The garden.
We didn't go to the garden.
Yeah.
I will say, though,
Bring it back up. Bring it back.
we sat up on the Green Monster.
The monster.
I would not watch a game up there.
I would. It's
There's no way.
it's too
stellar.
high?
Yeah, that's
No, it is.
37 feet, 2 inches off the ground. And there's not a lot of room between your seat and the edge of that wall.
The railing
Really?
is.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably
It doesn't
this.
leave much to the imagination.
Like, where's it go
you're
up to you when you like?
If I'm sitting like on the bench, the rail's like here.
Barely.
So
Your
standing, it's like at your knees.
Yeah.
and that's what freaks me out. I don't like
Yeah.
stadium seating like that. Freaks me out.
Not to mention, like, if a home run's coming your way, you
You're-
got to move. Like, your natural instincts, your body's going to do some of this.
Lean
no,
over?
Yeah.
No,
Catch
thank
it?
you.
Classic lean over, man. You gotta lean over.
No. What's the?
Hold my legs.
Yeah.
I just watched it, so I'm trying to. It's the. Hey, I gotta ask you something. You can't ever
Downtown.
ask. You can't ever ask me again. We're gonna hurt some people.
This guy we
Whose
take.
guy we gonna take?
Yeah.
Classic Boston movies.
But it's the thing, like, we walked in and it's the allure to it,
Yeah.
but like it's just a shithole.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's old as fuck.
Right.
That's what's awesome about it.
And it's like, how is this still a thing? Like when you go into the like club seats,
Yeah.
it was funny. Like somebody gave me a look. We walked into, because they put you in the back seats at first, and they're the old, like still wooden seats. They're literally from 1947.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oldest seats in,
The house.
yes, American baseball.
Yeah.
And then he takes you up to the monster, and then he walks you, like you go to, there's a place when you're walking down, they show like all the concerts that they've been to.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. And then he takes you into this club area, like kind of, behind all of it. And I was like, oh, finally we've walked into the 1990s. And that's what it looked like. It's like, this is like your high-end stuff,
Oh yeah.
and it looks like it's old as shit.
Yeah, it's Raggedy Ann, man. They haven't done anything to it because it's Fenway Park.
No, but that is new. Like, that's their newer stuff. And it's like, man.
Don't fuck with tradition.
But, like, that's the thing. And he was talking to a lady at the end, because they even have, like, this little, like, museum part in the back of the stadium that you're walking through. And she was like, how do you get, like, tickets? And he was like, well, we do, like, dynamic pricing, which obviously means, like, if you go to a spring training game on, like, a Wednesday, tickets might be $50. But if you want to go see the Yankees, it might be, like, $1,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
No,
under
I mean,
no world, because I told Darren, I was like, no world should any seat in this ballpark be $1,500.
Yeah.
no, I mean when my mom and I went to Boston and randomly caught a game at Fenway Park.
Fenway Park.
It was like last minute. We flew in. We found out there was a game that day. They were playing the Orioles, I think. I mean, we sat third baseline and the tickets were like $56 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
It's the Orioles.
Yeah.
It's not bad ever. I don't think. Like literally the
That was
Yankees.
probably a Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean it was like a random day, but I think the Yankees are the only ones that make their tickets like absolutely absurd.
What about the Dodgers?
No,
The
Giants?
Dodgers.
nope,
No, I will say, though, like, it is
Nope.
nope, just the Bronx.
like the magic
Rockies?
of TV. Like,
Padres,
I walked into the stadium, and you're down, like, in the tunnels and stuff. I mean,
Cincinnati Reds,
we didn't get to go to, like,
Angels?
the dugouts or anything. But you walk up,
Pirates.
and you're overlooking the stadium.
Cubs?
And the first thing I thought of was, like, this is
Indians?
small as shit.
Guardians.
And it was actually a question that he asked us. He was like, so how many people here thought this was going to be bigger or smaller? And like everybody's like, no, it's actually smaller than I thought it was going to be.
Rays?
The pot or the wall.
This whole stadium.
Nice.
And it's like, I've
ain't-
seen countless home runs hit over the short porch and left
Yeah,
field.
it's only like 350, man. 350 feet.
No, it's like 325.
but
It's only 325.
Yeah, she's
I'm,
a shorty.
I'm looking at it. It's like the Tin Cap Stadium is better than this.
The Rays.
And I'm just like, man, you watch these games on television. It's just the lights and the flash bulbs. And it just has this magical thing in it. And then you just walk in, you're like, this isn't that big.
The
Yeah,
Cardinals.
This is nothing.
Diamondbacks?
Like when you go to a football field,
Yeah.
you're just like, this is it?
It's 100 yards, baby.
Looks huge on
100
TV.
yards is 100 yards.
I think we named all the teams.
You weren't even close.
Yeah, I know. We'll figure it out.
You didn't say the Mariners. I know that for a fact.
Ooh, okay. All right, Dad, what's your best?
Friday, St. Patty's Day.
Friday.
Yeah. Took the day off. Drove down to Indianapolis.
Congrats.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Sorry it was your worst.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
No. So it's like getting older. Everybody gets busy. Every year, everybody gets together for March Madness. Buddy just had a kid, so he was able to get a pass. Buddy just got married. He got off work early.
Nice.
Buddy moved to Wisconsin. He came into town. So
Badger.
it's just good to get back with everybody, watching basketballs, slugging BLs,
Yeah.
and then
Noticed you went to a kind of a foreign establishment for Indy, but
yeah,
one that we're all used to.
yeah,
Yeah. Beat ups.
right.
Duh.
He was like, "Oh, let's go get some lunch." I was like, "All right,"
I
and we
know.
went to beat ups, and I was like, "This fucking motherfucker."
How
dude.
many times?
I could have done that in Fort Wayne, dude.
But why don't we? I wish there's times.
Take me to the ale house.
If it ain't broken, don't fix it.
Well, it's like I told
It
him
was broke.
the other
There was
day.
only 2 people working. I was like, "This is
Oh.
March Madness and St. Patty's Day,"
You're an idiot.
but it was also like a trash B-dubs,
oh.
so nobody was in there.
Well, I was telling him like I almost want to start writing down just like funny like one-liners or things that just like they don't get used enough, and you want to make sure like you keep them in your arsenal. Like when people are saying something to you, and you're just like, "Blow me!" Like I love that. That's a great comeback. But then with that one, I think it'd be great to just tell people like, if where should we go? Like what should we do today? Like, oh, I know a place. Let's go. I know a place. It's gonna be great. You're gonna love it. And then just pull it up to B-dubs every time, and just see what happens. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
It's not a comeback.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sick, guys. WABs, all right.
Yeah.
Well, it was. So we got back into. Go ahead.
No. Don't let me stop you on my WABs. Continue on.
No, go ahead. Finish her up.
Part 2.
Go ahead, yeah. So you had 2 bests.
Yeah.
First, you were in Indy.
First I was in Indy, and then second, it's like 3:30. Zach's on a cleanse himself, so he doesn't
Nice.
drink right now.
Nice.
And I was like, "Cool, St. Patty's Day. You want to go? You wanted to go down there, but I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So it's 2:30 in the morning. He's like, I'm not sleeping here. I can't sleep.
Drove
Popped
home.
a couple Addies. He was like, let's hit the road, Jack.
Nice.
I said,
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
Real quick into
Yeah.
that casino at 226 in Anderson, baby.
Jesus.
Lose it in fucking 10 minutes on the slots. I have like 130 left in my pocket. Walk over the roulette table, put 30 down,
Black.
twisted that bad boy up to about 350. And I was like, okay. Zach's like, I'm going to go sleep in the car. And I was like, dude, just trail me. I'm so fucking hot right now. I'm reading this wheel like a book, bud. And he was just like, nah. And I was like, good, don't mush me. And then he's like, I'm leaving. And I was like, I'm up. I'll leave too. Walking out, stop at his 2 machines that he has right there at the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let's go play your machines real quick. See what happens.
Yeah.
Put 100 in. Ding, ding, ding. 150. I'm like, okay. I'm so hot. I got to get out of here, dude. I said, take me to White Castle, then take me home.
$100 to win 50? That doesn't seem good. You got
I
the
put in
100 back,
100 and I won 150.
There we go. That sounds
There it
better.
is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Want to make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that would have been a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. White Castle's awesome, too.
I'm on fire. Down 50.
I'm on.
Down 50, baby.
Okay.
So we went, got some White Castle, hit the road. I maybe had 2. I was out like a light.
Like a light.
So, like, were you guys supposed to stay at a hotel or somebody's house? Like,
Our buddy's house.
okay, so I was like, you just
Yeah.
eat the hotel or something like that?
He was just like, I can't sleep. I'm not going to sleep here. And
It-
I was like, all right, dude.
It's so weird because
I
I
trust you.
feel the same way where I've always been the guy that's like craved everybody to do the sleepovers. Like growing up, I loved them, and like even as
Yeah.
we started to get older, when everybody was hanging out, I'm like, why the fuck do you guys want to go home? Like just crash here. Like let's just keep the giggles going, whatever. But then I realized like, yeah, I'm all about just give me home. Like I
Yeah,
just want to
dude.
wake up
and
in
I
my
was
bed.
so happy. I was
Yeah.
so happy because I
It's
woke
just-
up Saturday.
Yeah.
At like, we could probably got back to my house. It was probably like 5:30 in the morning. So he fell asleep. I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up. My head was pounding.
Gross.
I was like, yeah, there's no way that I could be waking up in Indy right now, my head pounding, and then being like, 2-hour drive, dude. Let's do this.
The worst.
Yeah.
But your best.
I'd have slept anyway, so it didn't matter to me none.
Touche. Okay. Wabs. They're gone. Okay.
Crushed it.
Here's the things. We're with time. I think I'm just gonna do with a 1.
Okay.
And then do you
Yeah.
guys have?
I don't have any this
Okay.
week.
I mean, I have one, but depending on how time does, we can save. It's not a big deal.
Okay. So here's the thing. What if I told you guys about a little thing called
What if I told you?
Rocco's Basilisk?
Okay.
Does that do anything for you?
I'm assuming it's a giant serpent.
Say it sounds like a big snake.
It is a thought experiment which states that an otherwise benevolent artificial superintelligence in the future would be incentivized to create a virtual reality simulation to torture anyone who knew of its potential existence but did not directly contribute to its advancement or development. All that to say, shout out to Jordan. He sent me this video. Watched it for once. Pretty trippy. Again, with our conspiracy theory stuff, they're basically saying that you want to start being nice to AI, like Siri and all these things, because if anybody or anything has taught us anything, it is that artificial intelligence will surpass human intelligence, and basically we will become like the puppets to them, which is just a weird, crazy concept to think about. And they basically will have the, like super intelligence capacity to remember like who was a piece of shit to like technology as it advanced.
Do you have to be off the grid to be nice to it? or-
OTP. Well, if I'm OTP, then they won't care.
Is this going to happen in my lifetime?
Potentially.
Probably not.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk that shit.
But yeah, it's kind of scary, right? Like basically the guy was like, yeah, all the times you're just like, fuck you, Siri. Like you're not taking me anywhere. Like this making me whatever. They're like, It's just AI, so it has nothing else to do but store it, save it as data, and it's like, man, this guy's kind of a prick.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? Take it out on my kids?
I don't. It's terrible. See,
That's what I'm
Are
saying.
you a good person or a bad
I
person?
am a good person because I don't yell at Alexa.
I was gonna say I don't know
It's
that
impossible.
I've ever yelled at Siri or Alexa.
I don't use it. So
I mean, I curse from time to time,
Shocking. You know.
but I'm like,
look
hey,
at you.
play that fucking song. Play that funky music. Bye bye. Yeah. Cool.
Well,
Oh,
well, no, I'm just
Rocco's Basilisk. Yeah.
no. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
Who
obviously,
invented that?
Rocco.
Why is it called a basilisk?
I don't know.
All right.
I just feel like it would be one of those things, like how you said. Obviously, if they've taught us anything,
Yeah.
well, first of all,
Machines are going to take over regardless.
yeah,
And they don't care
humans
about
are too fucking
humans.
stupid.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Because this has been going on since like the Industrial Revolution, where
Right.
people
Yeah.
like had what is it? Not holdouts, standouts, sit-ins, whatever you want to call it. Like they basically were picketing, whatever the terminology is, where they basically like stepped away from work because they're like, we're not going to let machines replace
Strike.
the human like job.
yeah,
And it's like, nah, we don't care. Like we're doing that literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So at some point we're gonna again blink and be like, oh fuck. Like we're not really in control here, are we? That's Rocco's Basilisk.
That's why you got to get into trades. It's going to be the last one. Because to be good at a trade, you got to be knowledgeable and everything. And it's like intangible
You learn how to
things
survive.
you kind of do.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard to write that code now,
Right.
but eventually it will be done. Like everything's going to be done by a machine. But those kids that are listening, don't go to school, go to trade school.
See?
what'd you look at me and say? See,
I don't know. I'm just saying it's kind of
See?
it's an interesting thing to think about when it's like,
But no, I mean, it just makes sense to your point that it's just information that they're collecting that they can't do anything about.
yeah,
But then they're going to become,
aware.
online and aware. And
Yeah.
they're like, yeah,
This guy's a fuck.
run it back.
Yeah.
Run it back.
Check the tape. You were an asshole a lot of times.
You just get iRoboted, and then it turns red, and then it just replays everything that you've ever said. And you're just
literally what I wrote about one day. I was like, we are gonna iRobot ourselves 100%. Like it's kind of crazy to think about.
so
Transformers even where just like
Transformers would be sick, though.
yeah, MacBook just turns into this little fucking like ninja robot and just starts killing us.
not here for it.
Or
Whatever.
saves us.
I was gonna say B's our friend. Oh, it's B's our friend.
No, like so, like, do you think the man or woman that gets to I don't want to say like that point, but like they can almost sense the tipping point. Like, oh, this is super cool, but it could verge on being that.
Yeah.
Well, there was like a
Like-
clip of a dude that was like poking a robot in the nose, and it just didn't like it. Like it was just like,
That's wild.
cut that fucking shit out, bro. And I was like, and then it grabbed his hand. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to break his hand.
Because it's just like it knows no bounds. Like
It's just like,
has
hey, man, I
strength.
know I don't like that.
Yeah.
I know I don't like that.
Right? And now this is my hand and my
I
wrist
was
because
like,
it's not
"Ooh."
attached to your body anymore.
Y'all got to stop messing with these robots, man. Until you're doing backflips and stuff.
We're so fucked.
Right. But like, so like my thing is obviously it's not just controlled by one person, you know,
No.
multiple scientists and countries and everybody's doing this. But like, do you think, to go back to the conspiracy stuff, like
Mhm.
the whistleblowers, if you will,
Sure.
like some person's going to be like, you know what? No. And then just burns the whole thing. Code's gone, just blows up the factory. Like, is it going to be like, no, like this, we can't do this.
Oh,
I
it'd
hope
be-
it happens before Skynet goes online.
Yeah, it'd be sick, but I just think it's like anything else with how Dutt was saying, like you have to get vetted to go through like your OnlyFriends idea and like the apps and stuff. Like everything has this vetting process. So they just make sure that these people are all just boundless, crazy fucking idiots. Well, not idiots, but just like they don't care. Like they want like world domination.
Like they're like, I want to create like the supercomputer. I want to do this. Let's push it. Let's push it. Let's push it. And you're
Yeah.
like, nah, dude,
Yeah.
bring that back. Let's reel that in a little
Sounds
bit.
like they're bad people that maybe occasionally do good stuff.
Yeah.
The internet's
Why? 'Cause
tight, but I mean, at what cost?
There's a cost.
Everything has a cost.
I mean, I get it, but I still think it's going to be.
So here's the thing. I mean, one, just be nice to technology. Two, that's kind of a weird just concept in general to talk about, right?
I mean,
Yeah, for it to have its own name, for this guy to be like, you know what?
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Rocco's Basilisk.
What's that mean? Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Especially like as
Who wrote
detailed
that?
as it
The
is.
machines write that
Right,
article?
like the guy could have been like, you know what? I think one day the machines are gonna take over and they're gonna fucking torture us. Instead, he was
Yeah,
like,
no
nope,
shit. What
they
you watch,
create this
Matrix,
weird virtual
Terminator?
reality. Like,
But that's what,
What?
they said is they basically said they are going to supersede us, pass our intelligence, and basically be the lead, and we will be the follow. But we're all going to still work in, cohesion with each other, except for the people, because again, it's a machine. It doesn't know, these, ebbs and flows of emotion. It's just like, this guy sucks. He told me to fuck off one day. I hate him forever now. There's no rewriting that code. And so now you are on the outside, sir, and that's going to be weird.
Nah, you'd love it, dude. Outside technology, just roaming the wilderness.
But see, that's why I
Cut
think if
off
I'm
OTG.
But if I'm OTP and then they don't, like, I would just be Switzerland. They would just be like, I don't know who this guy is. He has given us zero information. He's been off the grid for God knows how long. He's good. Going through.
what is
Nah.
it like? It's kind of like a toss-up or like a cross between like the Divergence and like almost like the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
where it's just gonna be like the haves, the have-nots. Some people are
dude,
in
it's
it.
gonna get nuts. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't
Here's-
think it's going to happen in our lifetime.
Here's the thing. Maybe it will.
Hopefully it don't.
Yeah.
Fight back.
Yeah. What's
Nah.
yours? What's your HTP or HTT?
Here's the thing.
Yes.
There has, I don't want to say like a movement, but there is a trend that has picked up that it is called trad wives.
Trad wives.
Travs, TRAD, and it is short for traditional. That they are starting to go back and replicate the women of the 1950s. So, like, they literally get dressed up, put makeup on, like, just to be a homemaker. Their whole deal is they stay at home, they take care of the kids. They're basically, like, submissive to the husband.
Feminists have to be losing their minds, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just guessing. I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
educated.
And-
IQ 114.
And there's a lot of reasons why some of these people are doing it, and it's not just some people are saying it's a religious thing. Some people are saying it's a work anxiety thing because now there's too much pressure on women, and they want to go back to a time when stay-at-home mom was actually like a job.
Yeah.
And it was like
Taking care of a kid is
recognized
insane.
a profession. And then I started looking up that part of it because I think they said like the groups that are on Twitter, there's somebody that posts things in like the trad wives, whatever world on like TikTok has like 100,000 followers. I think is one of the bigger ones. So
Right.
they're
It's
not
like their
rocking,
their Reddit
millions.
profile or
Correct.
yeah, all that stuff. Yeah.
But the overwhelming majority of traction on like their footing is just negativity.
I could see it.
And I started thinking about it, and I don't care what view you have or why you're doing it, but like I think it's just crazy that they're not doing it to prove a point. Like they like legitimately like or think it's just better for them. And then the feminism and the women's movement just think it's an absolute like you're setting us back like hundreds of years.
Versus like we should just back you because you're women and you're part of us, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
Isn't that the whole kind of point of like a movement or a group?
Yeah.
It's just like you're with us, ride or die.
Right.
Yeah, like fuck. So you had it. You said fuck that. I don't want it anymore. And you want to be all you. And then some of the people, some of the women were like, "That's cool. You keep doing that. I kind of miss this. I feel safer. Not safer. That's a terrible word to use there. I feel better. I feel more at me, more at home. That's a play on words there. Doing this." And you're pissed? Just keep doing that. We can both exist in the same world.
Yeah.
Well, but and I think that's like the crux of it is because that unfortunately is not the world that we live in. It's if you don't think like me, you think against me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Both
this
can
isn't
be true.
happening, then this has to be happening, and there should and
Yeah.
usually is a lot of room in between there, but nobody wants to swim in that pool.
Yeah.
Well, and to go on a rabbit hole of just, again, I'm not shitting on feminism. Like, it's awesome in its own right when it's done the right way, when it's, the people have real, genuine meaning behind it. But people have made jokes already. Like some comedians talk about how if you pull up a timeline of like the last even just 5, maybe 10 years of like the proper words that you're supposed to use when describing this type of person or that group of people, one year it's this, and then like 5 years later, it's offensive. And it's like, what is happening? So like within your own, creation, your own world, your bubble, like everything gets I don't get it. I want to get it. I can't get it. So
Well, I think it's just
I'm off the grid.
I think taking on like the whole take of the 50s, that's like a shtick. But I get the idea of like being like a homemaker now just because of everything, of the way society is and like how expensive everything is. So like if you had like 2 young kids,
Childcare for
like,
that is insane.
that would like, it basically negates like the entire second income that you get from the woman or the man working, whoever makes the lesser income.
Right.
And it's just like, okay, why do I work? I work so I can have somebody take care of my kids.
I'd rather
I could just not work, take care of my kids. We don't need that money because I'm spending the money elsewhere anyways.
Yeah.
It's not going to the house. It's going out of the house. So it's like, why am I bringing this money in for it to immediately go out? I miss all the time that I'm having with my kids.
Well, so
Bring that in. Quit that job. Now you're the homemaker. You take care of your kids. Guess what else you do? You have lots of time now. You could do those things. You can maintain the house. You can get rid of the maids.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't need the maids anymore. I'm home. I can cook. I can clean.
Yeah.
I could do this. Yes, like you said, it is an extra job. It is work, but it technically is probably more fulfilling for that person to bring all that time that you're missing. Not like, I would rather be like upset one day that just like I had a bad day because my kid had a temper tantrum and I'm like, that was the worst thing of my day.
Yeah.
To where I was like, yeah, my kid walked for the first time. The babysitter sent me the video. Sick, tight. I was at work. I had to work overtime. Missed it. Couldn't. As soon as I went home, wanted to celebrate. They're already asleep. Go to bed at like 8.
You hit on something that I wonder if they talk about it, and it's one of the more like reasonings behind it. So the imprint you have on your kids, is that like why they want to do it? So there's a huge uptick in basically people being like, I don't want to send my kids to XYZ because Lord only knows like what they're teaching them, what they're telling them, and like what information are being consumed by them. Like there's people that want to take parenting back to its core of like, I'm going to raise you as I would if, this is my household. These are my rules, my traditions, love them, hate them, whatever. Like I'm raising you. You're my child.
Oh yeah, like one of the bigger pillars of what they're like standing for is like that traditional family, bond that we have together that you're not getting.
Yeah, because I feel like that's just gone now.
Yeah.
And that's why all the kids are just fucks, respectfully. There's a lot of them out there that like, and again, I know everybody always talks about like their generation was the best, and I'm not saying ours is the best or it was the worst, but when you look at teenagers now coming up,
fact ours is not the best.
But teenagers coming up now, it's insane to me just the way they talk and like how they interact socially.
Yeah.
It is uncomfortable to say the least.
Stop looking at kids, dude.
It's weird.
It's weird you're looking at kids.
Yeah,
Just joking.
I know.
Here's the thing, man.
Here's the thing.
Trad wives.
It's like
Why
how
not tradish bitch? I like that better.
traditional bitches.
The feminists would love it.
But it's one of
It's
those
flair.
I guess last thing, it's like, here's the thing. You want to shit on, we already said it, like your own kind for just like actively choosing to do that. Like you would probably make the argument, or you would assume with that story having no context, if the headline was created by like feminists, it's like men are forcing women to be trad wives. And it's like, that's not it at all, actually.
Yeah.
Like, some of them are just super glad and like appreciative they're able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think some like where they're getting a lot of the pushback is where they're supposed to be like, I don't want to say like submissive in all assets, but it's like one lady said that she in her relationship, basically anything over $100, she asks or gets permission from her husband.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, can we do this? Should we do this? Anything under that, she feels like, oh, it doesn't matter, it's a big deal.
Petty cash.
Correct. And that's like when we're like, what are you doing? There's no possible way you should ever have to ask for anything, in those types of situations. But it's like, again, they take one aspect of it, and it's like the whole thing is just terrible.
I mean, you can nitpick about anything.
Yes.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's what it is. And it's like, if you want to complain about that, yeah. Do you need to dress up? You don't need to. You're just doing it to troll. You're doing it to set a point. You're doing it to get clicks. So, like, yeah, okay, I have a TikTok now where I do this. Do you really want to do this, or are you doing this for the attention?
Oh, that's a whole
Are you really
nother
doing
rabbit
this
hole
for
of,
trying to get money now for doing this? Where it's like, okay, on camera in front of this phone,
and then you turn
this
it
is
off.
how I do it, and then I turn it off, and then it's back to get on the iPad Kids, do this, got the maid, whatever, take off the
That needs
house dress and put the pin curls down.
We got to workshop that for some episode because I have so many questions about just the people that.
Like, are you living that lifestyle or are you showing that lifestyle? It's two different things.
Well, so last thing, because I think it would be a fun one to figure out how we would want to do it later. It's interesting to me to watch, like, so all the YouTubers and all the content creators, you see everything go through like this flow of what the trending videos are, so to speak. And there's been a moment recently where now it's the nitpicking. It's this YouTuber or this person, when they make a video, it's like lights, camera, action. They turn it on, and then when they're done, they suck as a human.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, but that's their job almost.
Yeah, it's a job.
I
would say 95% of the things you see on social media aren't what they really are.
Yeah, like you have to make them, like, they're fabricated for a reason, and it's like rarely do you catch organic stuff anymore. Or should I say you probably catch it well, you can't catch it because you're trying to create organic stuff all the time by recording 24/7, which allows you to not get anything.
Yeah, and it's just like the next trend. So, like, I would imagine that appeals to a lot of Midwest conservative wives.
Yeah.
That husband probably works at SDI, so they have a nice home, and she stays home anyway. So she's like, oh, well, they're getting a lot of clicks doing this.
Yeah.
We kind of believe the same things. Honey, I'm going to record some videos. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Nailed it.
Pod for Dummies.
Pod for Dummies 101.
101
There it is.
episode.